episode of the Disclaimer Podcast. Disclaimer: we on this show do not mean any harm to anybody, mentally, physically, or emotionally. We're just here for entertainment purposes and entertainment purposes only. What's up? What's up? We back. We got a special guest, special guest. I've been trying to get on the show for a long time, and she finally here. The one and only, the champ, the 13 and 0, 6 knockout world champ. The phenomenal.
Not yet. Oh no, in making.
She's a world champ.
Yeah.
Raquel Miller, man.
What's up, champ?
What's up, champ? I was so happy
Thank
to have
y'all
her,
for
champ.
having
I'm excited.
Oh,
I
for
ain't gonna
sure.
part.
How you been?
What you gotta say, Raquel? Pretty piece.
Raquel, pretty
You gotta
beast.
put
My
that
bad.
part in
Okay,
there.
my
Yeah,
bad.
man.
You gotta put that
My
part in
bad.
there.
My
You
bad.
research,
Pretty beast.
man.
You know what I'm talking about? Pretty beast. I was a little excited, you know. But she here now. You know what I'm saying? How you been?
I've been okay.
You been okay?
I've been okay.
You good? All right, man. I see you knocking folks out, and I was looking you up, and you know what I'm saying? They had the little alfalfa picture of you in China.
Yeah. Man.
You know what I'm saying?
There, bro.
But,
Ain't no boxers from San Francisco made it on the elite level to travel, you understand me, like that, man, from San Francisco.
Yeah.
In a long time.
Yeah, so that's how I honestly got up on you. Is, you know, I'm from San Francisco, so I see this pro boxer from San Francisco, and she a female too, and you know, I'm still into like the highlights of boxing. So I see you knocking folks out and stopping folks. I'm like, okay, and she's from San Francisco.
Yeah.
I'm talking about way back to when you had to fight in Richmond at the auditorium.
Yes.
So I've been like, okay, so I've been like tuned in ever since and just watching you elevate. But I got him and my little cousin, and they into the sport and boxing. He boxed too, and so I got into the sport. But I started paying attention. Like, okay, hold on. She not just from, you know, the city. She really about that action. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, cause like
Where's her opportunities at? I'm hating. Hold on.
we out there, like, this the thing, bro. Like, I only knew the boxing her.
Yeah.
So I had to go do a background check on this girl. Like, man, like, what's going on? You know, my brother, he went to school. It was in the school at her age, and I'm like, oh, so what's up with this girl Raquel, man? Like, she really like that? Even like, he like, bruh, she beat bitches up before boxing.
It's so embarrassing.
Like,
to me
before
now.
boxing, she beat bitches up, bro. Like, my brother telling me this, I'm like, okay, because she nice in boxing.
Yeah.
So in the streets, like, you really was like having to scrap California style.
Definitely was scrapping California style. I was definitely scrapping
Getting
California style. I jumped off the porch. I definitely jumped off the porch. But that was like that's our culture. You know, fighting, having street fights, and I didn't discriminate, boys, girls.
And you about Baby Hunters Point, right?
Yeah, huh?
Baby Hunters Point?
Yeah, I'm from Hunters Point.
It get real.
Yes, I'm definitely from Hunters Point, but yeah, that's how I got into boxing.
And growing up.
And it's crazy, just me, like, I watch a lot of documentaries and stuff. And to me, like, female fighters, it seemed like that's how most of y'all get into the sport. From street fighting first. It seemed like some of the males, you know, they do it just to, you know, to get out the streets and stuff. But it seems like the females, y'all come from y'all start in the street fighting. You know what I'm saying? The males, they say it, but a lot of them be cap.
No.
You know, a lot of female boxers come from street fighting first and then put them hands in that ring.
Exactly. I definitely think so. Yes.
And what got you into boxing? How was the transition like?
Well, you know what? To be truthful, I felt like my mom was really into sports. So we grew up watching Tyson. And so, you know, we would all clamor in front of the TV. You know, I lived on Harbor Road. I'm from Harbor. I lived on Harbor Road. And so, you know, they ordered a fight. We sitting in front of the TV, and Chrissy Martin came out, and she had the pink shorts on. Oh, I'm like, that gotta be me. Like, I need my action. And it's like, shout out to Tyson for being supportive enough to not just put her on the card, but put her in the right position on the card to be able to have that exposure, because he made her the featured bout. So everybody already tuned in, ready to go. So in boxing, the 3 bouts that are televised, it's the featured bout, then it's the co-main, and it's the main event. He put her as the featured bout back when women boxing wasn't even on that type of platform.
Oh, that's dope.
And so he gave her that platform, and she took off. And when I seen that, I was like, oh, I need my shot.
Look at that.
See, man, shout out to Mike Tyson, because that's so dope. And a lot of people don't understand it's that easy.
I heard another girl say that too, that Chrissy Martin, she seen her. That's crazy how women inspire women, man.
Yeah, man. And that's amazing that he did that, because more people should do that. More boxers should do that. Because I didn't know that. He put her in a feature spot too.
Yeah.
If men supported women in boxing, and if women supported women in boxing, we would be a lot further.
Okay.
Because it's not just about putting a woman on a card. He was cognizant enough to put her in the right position on the card to
Right.
get that exposure, to
Right.
get that
Okay.
positioning.
Exactly.
And look what happened.
And it opened a lady like your eyes, and
Yes.
look at you, and it took you to. And what you said, I want to go to boxing gym. You
Well-
start your amateur career. How did that work? How did
No,
that go?
I was outside fighting, and
Okay.
and anyway, I was just outside fighting. But I just recognized like I wasn't even I'd never been a bully. I never was a person that thought I was extra tough. I was always extra nice, and people got my niceness confused with that I was a punk, and that ain't never been the case. So I
Yeah.
had to beat up on a couple people because they would think, because I'm always laughing and smiling, that I was scary, and never was the case. So that was the initial start to it, and then I remember I was shout out to Shanti Jordan. From Hunters Point.
Talk to me.
He basically was going to the gym in South San Francisco, and I'm sorry I can't remember the name right now. And I'm like, I want to fight, I want to do it. And he like, all right, come with me. So he started taking me to the gym in South San Francisco, and they had a really dope setup. And they had it was downstairs, it's right on the corner, I think Grand Avenue. And I went, and it was a bunch of kids. And basically,
I've been there.
Basically, I'm outside, y'all. I'm fighting. I think I'm tough. And so they basically had you training, and you had to earn your opportunity to spar. I wanted to just spar right off the top.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me get in the ring. And so I had to earn that opportunity, and I was upset about it. And this is take y'all back. I had a fake ID, and me and my friends went to a party at Sweet Jimmy's in Oakland. It was so funny and embarrassing. And y'all, we was outside pregame and all some
Shouts out
apple plucker martinis. It's so embarrassing, but funny. But it's the truth, y'all. We got lit in there. We get in Sweet Jimmy's with my little fake ID. Y'all know they start shooting and fighting. As soon as we got in, they cut the club. But anyway, we drunk, y'all. We get outside. Somebody look crazy. We get into this big old brawl. I don't even know. We get to a big brawl, y'all. Long story short, I fall and my knee get cut. And my knee got kind of like messed up a little bit, and I didn't get to continuously go to the gym. So I quit that time, and I was like, but it was still just like in the back of my head. I tried a second time. I got a little bit older and was like, it just kept like nagging at me. Like, I just need to go see if I'm as bad as I think I am, because everybody think they can fight until it's time to fight.
Yeah.
Everybody think they tough until.
And you start learning the art of war, so it was a challenge to yourself.
Exactly. And so I just wanted to just challenge myself to see if I could really do it. So I went to King's Gym. Shout out to King's Gym.
Talk to me, man.
Went to
Shouts
King's
out to
Gym.
Miss King and Mr.
Yes,
King.
Mr.
Out there in
King,
Oakland,
Mrs. King.
California.
Love them.
Everybody started there, believe it or not. Everybody that's somebody in the Bay Area started there in boxing.
Absolutely.
No bullshit.
Absolutely.
I'm
Shout
not
out to
gonna
their
lie
son as well.
James
my
Page,
people.
world champion from the Bay Area.
Ward.
Andre Ward, world champion. We only got two of them really African Americans. Yeah, they started at Kings. Go ahead.
Exactly. So I went to King's. Now I'm locked in, y'all. I'm locked in. I'm doing my thing. And unfortunately, the coach there was like, one of the coaches there was like, they don't really have positions for women in boxing. They don't really have opportunities for women. Like, you sure you want to do this? I'm like, yeah, I want to do this. I'm here, aren't I? And he was like, I think that you should be a ring card girl. And I told y'all, how the way my personality set up, I was ready to go upside that man's head.
Yeah,
So,
straight the fuck up.
Yeah, I was ready to beat that man
Nigga,
up.
look me in my face and stop looking at my thighs.
Yeah, I was ready to beat that old man up. And
Yeah.
it discouraged me. And I literally just left. I left my gloves. I left everything. And I didn't go back. And it made me upset. I was running the stairs at Keys. I'm locked in.
Yeah.
So for him to say that, it was really discouraging for me. So shout out to my friend Diana. She invited me to a trip in Brazil. I never had a passport. I was the first person in my family to actually have a passport. And first I was scared to even go out of the country, go to Brazil. That's not something that we did. And long story short, we go to Brazil. She asked me, what is something that you always want to do? I'm like, I always wanted to be a boxer. And I'm like, what you want to do? She's like, I always just wanted to love somebody fully and not be afraid of getting hurt. So we just did a pinky swear. I swear y'all, it's like a movie. Did a pinky swear, all right. She's like, when I go home, I'm gonna just focus on loving myself. And if love come, I'm gonna be open to it. And I'm like, and when I go home, I'm gonna become a boxer. It's like our bet. So y'all gotta hear this part.
Go
She ended
ahead.
up meeting her husband in Brazil, and today they've been married now probably 15 years.
Wow.
Dog.
It's crazy.
Wow.
So y'all got to hear that full circle. And so when
sure.
I came back home, I was like, oh, it's game time. And I had a cyst on my wrist, and I had to get surgery on my wrist so that I could actually punch. Scheduled the surgery, and I was the heaviest I'd ever been. And I was like, oh, it's game time. And I just started walking at the park, and walking turned to jogging turned to running, because I didn't want to go back to a boxing gym as a woman and a lot of times, unfortunately, when you go in those spaces as women, men think you're there for them. Like, I'm here to get busy. So I said,
Yeah.
I'm going to get in such tip-top shape so when I walk in the gym, they going to know I mean business. Like, so
Exactly.
don't come at me with nothing but how to get better. And so I basically just started working out, and shout out to San Francisco Rec and Park. They had a boxing class. Shout out to Manny.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Manny. I love Manny. And that was like a pivotal part for me. They had a boxing class. It was like, I don't know, $50 for about 2 months. And I just started doing the boxing class. And, you know, working a full-time job, I just started doing the boxing class. I started Googling how to eat right. And Mandy was like a really pivotal point. He helped me just kind of like get sharp enough. And then when I finally felt sharp enough to go to a boxing gym, I went to a boxing gym like, you know, can you help me get ready?
Okay.
And that was like the transition of it and the real start of it for me. And I just wanted to have one fight. I didn't want to go.
One fight.
I just wanted to have.
You
I
end
wanted
up
to,
having how many amateur fights?
I ended up having about 70 amateur fights.
You was on the USA boxing team.
I was on Team USA. I went to
One
the
of the only
Olympics.
people that from San Francisco to ever be on Team USA,
Yeah, if I was on Team USA for about.
especially as elite.
Yeah, about.
Yes, elite, because
Yes.
elite mean grown, 18 and up. Perfect. Yes.
Yeah, so I was on Team USA, and that was a blessing. And I had only been boxing at that time for about a year and a half when I got to, you know, when I had the opportunity to go to the Olympic trials. And, you know, shout out to I want people watching this to understand, I didn't have a daddy in boxing. I didn't have a cousin. I didn't have nobody to put me on. I was Googling, like, well, how do you, like, you know, you don't think about that type of stuff. Like, well, how do you even get to the Olympics?
Right.
How do you
Yeah.
even
And that's
have
how
an
we was-
amateur
And,
fight?
and before we was talking, before we started shooting, I was telling you like my little cousin Steve need to be appreciative of his dad and his team and go because they
Yes.
really go hard.
Shouts out
They-
Steve Too Much Johnson,
Yeah,
man.
they harder than him.
Yeah,
like they
shout out
be
to
on you
Steve,
like
Too
harder
Much
than him.
Johnson.
And it's crazy you just said that like you didn't have nobody. So imagine if you had that type of support of somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like that mean a lot. Hey, check it out. Thank you for watching the Disclaimer Podcast. This your player partner, All American P. Shouts out to Saz Window Tenant. Go see him in San Francisco and San Leandro. Sharice kind of sweets. She deliver everywhere. Candy, coated fruit, and everything you need. And last but not least, not your average clothing. They got clothes for kids, grandmas, aunties, your baby mamas, your side pieces, and all. Thank you for watching the Disclaimer Podcast.
Listen.
And you tore up the amateurs, got to the Olympic trials, and that's when I started noticing you because me and my son started coming into the amateurs. It's another phenomenal boxer from San Francisco. If Steve Johnson don't get there, if you don't get there, we got one that's gonna guarantee to get there. And I seen you stamp this little girl long time ago, before Claressa Shields stamped her, before O'Shea Jones stamped her, before she was just on. Shouts out to Jennifer Hudson for having her on the show. That was brilliant. Before anybody stamped this little girl, young baby bug. That's what I remember her being with you and seeing her with you. And so how Christy Martin inspired you, I know you inspired that little girl. And what was it like when you first seen her and met her? Just to shout out to Baby Bug one time.
Shout out to Baby Bug. I'm just so proud of her. Like it's so, and my type of thing is, I just want to see people win. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see her win. I don't need no recognition. I don't need nothing because it's just genuine with me. And that's a lot of times in this sport, it's not genuine. It's a lot of fakeness, a lot of BS. But the short of it is, I had lost a fight in the Olympic trials. I got a bronze medal, and she sent me. Her dad had her send me a video, and she said, "You know, Raquel Miller, I love you." And she was at City College, and they was training at City College, and she was just like the cutest little thing, and she was just like, "And I'm gonna win for you." And I just thought that she was just so dope, and I just believe in reaching back. So I was like, when I come to the city, I'm like, I want to hook up with her. So I hooked up with her, and we went to the gym in Oakland. And I'm drawing a blank of the owner, but it's a black-owned gym in Oakland. It's dope. It's on Grand Avenue, and I hope it's still there right now. But I'm like, just come get a workout in with me. And then, like, his dad let her come, and she did a workout with me. And I got the pictures of that.
That's
She
dope.
probably was like 5. I think she maybe was like 5 years old or something like that. And she did a workout with me, and we got pictures of it. And, you know, I took her to eat some pizza and just told her, like, you know what I'm saying, always believe in yourself. Like, any type of way I can support you, you know, and love on you, little mama, I'm here. And she was just special.
She's something special.
And her dad asked me, like, hey, do you know somewhere that she can train at or something like that? And I was just like, you know, I know somebody that probably would be a good fit for her. And, you know, pretty much.
Shouts out Escobar too, her coach. She's doing a great job with that young lady.
And I remember her dad was like, you know, he said, they didn't have enough space or time or whatever. And I just remember hitting them up like, nah, you need to go back. She's special.
That's what's
Like,
up.
you need to train her. Like, she's special. And, yeah.
Yeah, and you're a pro, right? You're a pro.
Yeah.
And it's a hard chase. Like, you got Baby Bell, you got you got Steve, you got Sheree. You got a few boxers from San Francisco. And we ain't had a world champion in San Francisco since 1889, sister.
Yeah, that
You hear me?
hurts my heart. And it's like,
1889.
God willing,
And you
I
here,
have...
I know you still chasing your world champion. I know you want it. What's going on with your pro career? What's going on? Talk to me. Like,
So...
I can tell you how I feel about what's going on, but ain't nothing like hearing it from the horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely
And then I
so.
cut you off. You said you won a bronze medal. So when it was, I remember reading something where you won a silver medal in the women's championship.
So I won the world champion, the world championships in China. I won a silver medal.
Yes.
And then both of the Olympic trials, 2012 and 2016, I won the bronze medal at the trials.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so
Gotcha.
definitely.
So now, undefeated, 6 KOs. You on that level, you ain't no prospect, you's a contender. And it's big fights out there, and I'm seeing people like fighting with the female game, like, and I just be looking at my champ, like, from my city.
You know, I gotta like, and this is time to, you know what I'm saying, like kind of talk to my fans. Like first, I apologize to my fans because I haven't been active and I haven't been even sharing how I've been feeling. And sometimes you gotta go within when you're just like dealing with some stuff. So it's more than, it's layers to this. So if you want to sit back, I kind of tell you the story of what happened. So basically, like in our sport, we're continuously trying to align with a promoter. We're trying to align with the right team. And so because I've had to sign an NDA, you guys got to read through the lines, okay? Because I can't, you know,
Pull the
because I
mic a little
can't
closer to you.
just,
I got you.
you know,
Pull it a
because
little closer to you.
exactly. So
There
you
you
got to
go.
read between the lines. But the short of it is, shout out to the Bay. Because the Bay has always shown me stuff, nothing but love, you know. And basically, the short of it is, I started making my name known in the Bay Area, and promoters started getting at me. Promoters started, you know, kind of talking to me, and I was like, "Listen, I only want to sign if I'm gonna get action at a world title. Like that's the only point. Because if it's just about fighting at the local level, I'm fighting at home. I'm getting, you know, I'm getting opportunities at home. I don't need to fight. I don't need to sign to you if you don't have a world title for me.
Exactly.
Boom. I signed to get the world title. Excuse me, I signed my first promotional contract. The promoter was from the East Coast. And so, unfortunately, so fighters, read y'all contracts. Be very mindful of the team that you put in place and just understand that you are the prize. If you build your following and you build your community, then you don't need to be running to a promoter asking for an opportunity. You need to be building yourself up in the space that I am who I am. I already got my people. I'm still, you know, I put people in these seats. I already have this following, so just let's partner together to make an opportunity happen, as opposed to you think you need to sign to them just to get an opportunity.
Yeah.
So short of it is, I signed the contract. Unfortunately, the promoter wasn't really moving how he should have been moving in the sport, and he signed a bunch of good fighters at that time, a lot of good women fighters. So I'm like, oh, it's up.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he got the girls that's moving and shaking. He got the Alicia Napoleons. He got Hannah Gabriels. He got girls. So I feel like, oh, this is a no-brainer. You've been doing this for a while. You're supposed to be the person to go to for women boxing. Okay, cool. Long story short, we signed the contract, and that's when it was like slow motion. Hurry up and wait. And then they did something kind of shady, and then Showtime took boxing off. Y'all remember that?
I remember that.
You know,
Yeah.
so, you know, understanding there's no money in boxing without TV. So a lot of us had to be set on the shelf because there was no TV for us. And so I just kept advocating, like, what's up? When my shot at the title? Like, you said I could fight for a title. And so, you know, go back, that's when I fought for the intern WBA.
I remember that.
Because Hannah got injured. And I got the fight on like a 3-week notice. And that was just me just beating down my promoter door at the time, like, hey, give me opportunity. And so he was like, well, Hannah's injured, you know, go out to Canada. Went out to Canada. I was so skinny. I was so skinny. That was my first time ever fighting at 154. I won the WBA intern. So we like, oh, what's up?
Okay.
You know, what's up? I finally, you know, as soon as Hannah get back healthy, me and her about to get it on. You know,
Right.
Hannah is somebody that I've always looked up to. I just always admired her. I thought she was dope. I thought she was pretty. You know, I wanted that smoke.
Right.
And that was 2019 in November. And y'all all know what 2020 did to us.
Yeah.
That was COVID.
It kinda shoved everything.
It was ugly, and everything was shut down with COVID. So with the COVID situation, everybody got put on the shelf, and we got shelved for a whole year. And, well, I take that back. We did. But anyway, Dana White was trying to make some stuff happen with women boxing back in 2020. So in December, I trained for like a month and a half. The contract signed with Gabriel's. We was going to get it on in Vegas. It was going to be like a introduction between women boxing with the UFC and all of that kind of whatever. Got shelved. Heartbroken. Like, dagger to the heart. So I'm like, all right, whatever. We keep on soldiering on. Long story short, 2021 comes and my promoter sends me a contract for a fight. The third fight is going to be against Shields. And so basically in boxing you have your contract and then you have your bout contract, you know, where it'll tell you how many rounds you're going to fight, what weight you're going to fight at, the pay you're going to get. So I get my contract and it's a 3-year attachment.
To fight Shields?
Yeah, but why are you giving me a fight bout agreement and it got a 3-year attachment to it?
Right. It's about one fight, but it's got a 3-year attachment to it.
Yeah.
That don't make no
Come on,
sense.
we ain't boo boo the fool. We from the Bay.
Right.
We can't run game. Yeah, you can't run game on us. So, long story short, y'all, that started a big fight with my promotional team because it was like, why would y'all try to play me like that when I've already been shelved for a year because of COVID and we didn't get to fight at all. You didn't even give me my contract minimums that year. And everybody didn't stay shelved. People fought in the bubble. People were fighting even if it wasn't as, frequently as usual. So long story short, y'all, that started the big fight with that promoter. And I lost my mom in 2021 at the top of the year. And so obviously that was just like a really, really major blow to me mentally because my why was my parents. My why, like I wanted to get my mom up out of Hunter's Point.
Right.
I wanted to get my mom to a space where I felt like I can help her get better with her health and, take care of herself. So that was a big reason why I wanted to fight. I wanted her to know we was good enough and that we could make it. I get an emotional thing about that. But that was my big why. So that happened. I'm like, all right. Game time. All right, no big deal. Well, huge deal, but mentally I'm trying to push. So I fought my promoter about a year. To get out that contract. So when I finally, I had to really shake some things up. I had to fire my manager, had to fire my promoter, and that was like a huge thing.
It was back to square one.
It was like back to square one. So anyway, I finally got linked up with a really good management team. Like I don't have a promoter right now, but I got linked up with a really good management team. And I don't know what God got in store for me, but it must be something great because they signed me. Long story short, we got a fight plan, and like that fight didn't.
I'm excited for that.
That fight. Back then this was that was kind of like a thing, but it didn't pan out. And then I was, kind of working to get another fight, and y'all, we get to the weigh-ins, turned up. I'm excited, y'all. They're taking, all fighters know we be dehydrated, we be thirsty, we ready to eat. They're like stalling forever, and I'm like, yo, what's happening? They pull us to the back room. The girl MRI scans come back, and they're abnormal. And they did her another MRI to see like if it would actually, pan out to be just like a mishap. And come to find out, she actually had a brain tumor. Oh. And then like later on, we found out I don't know exactly what happened, like all of the final to that, but the short of it is she ended up having a brain tumor. Fight is scrapped. So it's been a lot of unfortunate situations that has kept me, out of the ring, so to speak. And I lost my father 2024.
Right.
And that made me feel like F boxing.
Is that right?
To be honest, I felt like as a fighter, you give so much. It's so lonely. And you just grinding. Like, I was in love with boxing for like a decade. And like, I would leave everything for boxing. Yeah. Like, boyfriend, out of here. Yeah. Oh, you want to get married? I don't care about that. Out of here.
You sacrificed a lot.
Yeah, like what? You want to have a kid? Out of here.
That sport take a lot of discipline, man.
It does. And so like I was like boxing, like I was dedicated to you for a decade, and I felt like I had lost time with my people, and I missed a lot of opportunities to make memories and things like that because I was in camp. Or I moved from the Bay for boxing. I moved to Southern California, San Diego, for boxing so I could be closer to my coach. And so I felt like, what's my why? So many unfortunate things had happened. I just got upset and said, F it all.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it be like that.
I can laugh about that right now
Yeah.
because it's the truth.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't feel like posting. You know, I never did social media for attention. I did it because I needed to get some fans to be able to come to my fight. But I've been her outside. I ain't need no social media to
Exactly.
tell me that. But
Exactly. Good evening. Thank you for watching the Disclaimer Podcast. Hey, if you're looking for some of that puff pass, some of that good gas, go see Frosted Flavors in the Bay Area, Northern California. If you're looking for somewhere to get fresh and somewhere to wear on Saturdays, on the weekend, go see my girl Harley Fats. Some of that drip, just like that. And last but not least, man, for all you rappers, my boy I Am King Beats. I Am King Beats. He got the best beats in the business, man. Thank you for watching the Disclaimer Podcast.
so I just felt like I didn't want to deal with any of it. I just wanted to travel and just try to get to a
I've been seeing
happier
you.
space. You know? So like a lot of people think like I'm traveling because that was my sanity that
Right.
kept me like, you know. So that's how I haven't been in the ring. Because like after my dad died, I just was like, they offered me the Shields fight. You know, so we can definitely talk about that. They offered me the Shields fight a week after my dad died.
Is that right?
They did. But I just was mentally like, I didn't even know if I ever wanted to fight again. So it was just like, and we had to like, you know, move my dad's stuff out
And
of
if
his
they
place.
offered it, they offered it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they offered it just recently.
Okay.
So talk to me.
Yeah.
So
That was my next.
yeah.
That was my next.
Let me say
That
something.
was my next question,
so
though.
I'm talking to this cat, right? And I'm gonna keep it real with you. This is how I was coming. She don't like her, and she don't like her, so she don't want to break bread with her.
Exactly.
I think, and let me tell you,
exactly.
hear me out. And listen to me. Let me tell you what I told him.
Jealous,
I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna
Judy.
tell you. Let me tell you what I said. I said, listen what I told him.
He did
I
say
said, even though she beat Raquel in the amateurs, Raquel still look at her and say, "You still ugly."
You said that.
What you been doing that? I'm
You
asking you a
don't-
question. I talked behind your back and said this to this man. I put the words in your mouth. Have you been doing that to that woman?
Man.
Have you done that to that woman?
No, not
Listen,
really.
Ask you a question,
okay, 'cause
sister.
this is
Because I understand why she don't want to break bread with you if you've been doing those things.
You know what?
Have you did that?
Have I ever called her ugly?
Yeah.
Yeah, she ugly.
Have you
Outside
ever called,
and
have you ever
inside.
called her that? Have you ever called her that?
Not publicly.
In the-
Because in the no, but okay, so listen.
Hold on, let her talk. Go ahead.
I'm done.
She said outside. No, but she
my
did
first
say
time meeting you.
outside,
I'm a fan
outside
of
and
you.
inside.
I
Thank
don't
you.
know you. I'm in the boxing, but I don't know you personally. I'm a fan of you. I know of you. We know the same people. I told this man to ask him.
Yeah.
But
Like, go ahead,
you
let
know
her-
what?
And Chris and I deal with nobody that does that.
You know what? The reality of the whole Shield situation, you know, and it's like I've been really quiet. I haven't talked no mess. I haven't said nothing. I just been laying low.
That's
I
lately.
just been, you know,
But you
focused
still
on my own
remember the
little
stuff
zen.
you said.
Hold on, let her-
Man, her old buckethead ugly ass is an ugly person. And she always hated on the girl boxers, and I think that was a big thing. Like my thing
She's
is
gonna
like
talk to God about that.
ugly, cute. You know what I'm saying? Even though I seen her lately, she been getting her little glow up.
Yeah, trying to get her little glow up on right now.
Oh, she's more cute.
Yeah.
I ain't a hater.
See, I was about to say, see, you ain't no hater. You know what I'm
I ain't a
saying?
hater. I like
Yeah.
seeing girls look good.
So
I mean, especially as fighters.
So you respect Shields' glow up.
Yeah. Listen, I'm
Okay.
a girl's girl, baby, and
Yeah.
I've been fine, so I
Yeah.
ain't never been a hater.
Exactly.
I never been a hater, and the thing about it is, a lot of times, people try to suppress your shine because they know once the world see me, they gonna love me, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm one of them ones. I'm
Yeah.
one of them gems in boxing, and the boxing world just haven't got to see me yet.
Right, right,
And
right.
a lot of times, I feel like she haven't given me the opportunity because, baby, you ain't fighting no. I'm from the hood.
Yeah.
You from
See,
the
ain't
trenches,
fought
and
no
I'm from
black
the
African American
trenches.
athlete
Yeah,
with attitude.
She fought,
Yeah,
she fought Franchon.
But
you know, they don't have
franchise
no buddy.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
like-
no, I'm
Yeah.
talking about an athlete.
Because the thing is, a lot of girls are intimidated by Shields.
Yeah.
And it's like before they even get in the ring. Baby, I've been outside.
Yeah.
I ain't scared of nothing.
That's what we was
and I've
talking
already
about.
went face my biggest fear. I lost my people. What can you do to
And
me?
that's
Exactly.
real talk.
So that ain't never been
Exactly.
the case. So it's like
exactly, and that's what we was talking about. Like, so we pay attention to those little things. Like you just mentioned, old girl. He was like, she more like Stanley from Friday. He more like
them
she ain't
cats,
got that.
man, Raquel
Basically, the same way how Shields got the ends of her braids a little crispy. Yours is too.
I'm gonna use it like
you
this,
come
bro.
from the same life, same all that. So it's
Yeah,
like
she has the amateur Olympic style.
Yeah.
Raquel has it. She knows how to bust all the moves that she know how to bust.
Yeah.
She don't want to get in the ring with nothing like that.
No.
Like it's gonna be big, like female boxing, Crawford and Spence, bro.
Yeah.
2 African Americans.
Yeah. So we
from
talk
the gutter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We
really
talk about
moves.
this. We talk about this a lot, and to the average person, it won't sound right, but to us,
and then into all of the casual, oh, you the GOAT. And my thing is like, okay, well then prove it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like prove it. And it's like, and it's not to diminish like any of your accomplishments. Like I love seeing people win. You know, I've never been a hater, and that's kind of how the beef started. But really, we was finna have a street fight in the amateurs. I take y'all back because it's like. Me and Shields been on the team together. We've been roommates together. And the China trip, we all was roommates together.
Oh, okay.
And that was like kind of like the start of it.
Really don't like you.
Yeah, like he really.
how was y'all about to get into a street fight?
Because it gets heated up
Hold
there.
on, let us finish.
Come
Let us
on.
finish.
Because, like I told y'all, people be, you know what I'm saying, they put on these little, long story short, we in the world. And like I told y'all, well, I didn't get to tell you that, but the short of it is, when you grind so hard to get onto that stage, you think when you get to the Olympics, but to Team USA with the elite girls, you feel like everybody is going to be understanding your struggle, what it took to get there, so y'all going to be cool. Like, everybody's going to be respect. That was not the case.
They still want a little girl
Yeah, and they ain't never going to little girl.
Trying to?
Listen, I will street fight you. I will box you. I mean, and I don't know you say what in
Go ahead.
but the short of it is,
Right.
I'm about whatever you about. In
Right.
any capacity, and that's just how we grew up. So you ain't never finna punk me. You ain't never. So when I got on the team, the girls was expecting me to, like, you know, kiss butt. I'm trying not to cuss. My new thing this year is I'm not cursing.
Gotcha. You
I'm-
good. You don't
no, for
disclaim
my
it,
own
just know-
self.
Right, you good.
Disclaimer.
You can let
So
go up in
I'm
here.
working on myself,
You
y'all.
can
So
let
it's
go up
slip
in
here
here.
and there, y'all. Y'all know, but
Go
I'm
ahead.
trying to work on, you know, not cursing.
Go ahead.
The short of it is, they was trying to play me, and I've been outside, like I told y'all, because boxing didn't make me; it saved me. You see what I'm saying? People need to understand that. Like, I've been outside with pistols in my backpack and stuff like that.
Right,
Like,
right,
don't play with me.
right.
Like,
I know how they get down up there.
I never been that type of person, so you're not about to get me. So on boxing, it was a space where I got to be doing something positive because I was embarrassed of all of the negative associated with all my street fighting. People see me, I'm on my little lunch break with my coworkers, and like, oh, what's up, Raquel? I remember when you beat up such and such.
Right.
I remember when you bust out this window, and I'm like, I'm embarrassed. And so the point of it is, I was never scared in boxing. I was ready to, you know, challenge myself to be better. So the short of it is, I get to Colorado Springs, and all the girls is cliquey, and it's game time.
Yeah.
So every time we sparred, it's a fight. Every time, you know, we ain't teammates. We just here. It's just an individual sport, and we just don't happen to be together. And that was my kind of mindset. Like, I'm on your ass every single time we get in this ring. Anytime we spar, we ain't friends. We just on this team together. So that was kind of like my mindset, because they was just like disrespectful, and it just wasn't a good environment. And we go to China, and I'm, you know, still trying to do the team thing, trying to whatever. So I told old girl, can you hold my camera for me and film my fight so we can study? And she left my camera.
Right.
So when we get back to the little Chinese school or whatnot that we were staying in, I'm like, where my camera? And she like, well, I don't know. Oh, so I went to go put on my Nikes. Like, it's up. And so in the midst of me going to get my Nikes, you know, shout out to Alex Love, she came and was like, okay, I picked up your camera. So that, you know,
Right.
that was the, you know,
You basically said the game has played.
it was on, y'all. It was
time.
game time. So basically, that's kind of like, and I just really didn't like the fact that, you know, that was the fight, that was the only fight she lost against Savannah Marshall.
Okay. I
And
want to talk
my
about
whole
that.
thing was, you know, win or lose, I'm a winner. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't never gonna break my spirit. And so it was just like, once she lost that fight, she was hating on Tierra Brown and I in the room. You know, we're in China. We're flip-flopping time. So the times that we're fighting, we would be asleep at home. So it's a hard time it's hard to adjust when you go, you know, across the world.
And when she lost, she came
real
back.
hard,
Yeah, she just mudded up and was just like, you know, her head was down. And then it's like, so like, you know, we're sleeping during the daytime to try to, rest up for the fight. She opening the window. She got the light on. She eating hot chips and cups of noodles, bro. And, you know, shout out to Tierra Brown. She just became a world champion. I went to Australia
I know you're
to support her.
ex-police officer.
Hey.
She's a beast. I'll see you out there with her.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yes.
sus.
You know, I
Shouts out to her, man. World
I love
champion.
her. She
though.
just, you know, got
What's
that
up?
title from Sky Nicholson. But the short of it was, she just wasn't a girl's girl. And she just really didn't want to see nobody else win but her. I don't like those kind of
And,
things.
and so now it's in the pros, right? And this is what I was saying, like the Savannah Marshall thing. Savannah Marshall got an up on Shields, because I don't even call them wins in the amateur. She got an up on Shields in the little amateur bout, a big amateur bout in the Olympics or wherever it was at in the trials, right? and they got
That
to
was the
and they
Worlds.
got in the worlds, and they got to settle that in the pros because Shields like to throw out her amateur shit at you hella much. So like when it comes to Raquel, she'll say, "Well, I beat you in amateurs. I beat you in amateurs," but it's like. Shabbat Marshall beat you in the amateurs and it didn't mean anything, and then you came to the pros and beat her.
Right.
Give this girl a shot.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Let her prove to you,
Right.
nigga, you got up on me in the amateurs. Now let's see what they do in the pros.
Yeah,
like that should be like non-negotiable when it comes to Shields and her, bruh. And that's why I say when I say Shields be blackballing this girl.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Yeah.
Like all the shit that she just told her
I know
fans.
some.
Like all the shit that she told y'all fans about what she going through with her promoter and all that other stuff. That's a whole nother story. Shields can pull this girl card and say, I want to fight her, nigga.
Yeah.
I got a score to settle with this woman. I beat her in the amateur. She thinks she can beat me in the pros. They gonna make money. They both beautiful as fuck.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's like,
And it's the style, I believe.
it's gonna have
think
every
styles
hood, every hood in America gonna want to see that.
Yeah.
Especially from the animosity to the build up of the fight and all that. They're gonna make a lot of money in America, but this girl won't get over this woman and call this woman ugly names.
And I didn't even call her no ugly. They put the record.
Something
Right.
that you do.
No.
Why she hate you so much?
Hold up.
Cause you pretty?
I just said that you said that. I really think that she hate my spirit and
that
how
right?
people just genuinely like love me and rock with me. And I think that's what it because it doesn't even make no sense.
Because it's a big fight that's like,
Yeah, like,
is she
it
still
doesn't-
ready?
Good evening. Thank you for watching the Disclaimer Podcast. And make sure you go grab you a can of Goat Fuel. Goat Fuel. Some of the best energy drink in the business by yours truly, All-American P and the GOAT, Jerry Rice of the San Francisco 49ers. Go grab you a can of Goat Fuel. Tell him P sent you. Yes, Lord. And then, like you said, it don't make no sense. And then one thing she got to understand is the Bay and Detroit is cousins. So the fight gonna do numbers. The fight gonna do all the marketing things.
And I've been sitting like so, but hold on. But I have to give Shields some credit.
Talk to
like
me.
I said, they offered me a fight.
Okay.
After my dad passed away, it was a week after my dad passed away.
They knew that.
Mentally, I wasn't in the space to take the fight.
Right.
You know, so it's like I'm not gonna throw Shields under the bus because anything that I say, you can fact check me, baby.
Right.
I don't do no capping. I don't do no faking. If I said it, it is what it is.
And you correcting the
And so-
fans because I'm a fan of you, and that's how I feel. Like
and so-
I'm a fan of Shields too. I think she's the
so
best fighter.
I'm not
Don't
gonna
get it twisted.
Throw
Yeah.
Shields under the bus. Say, oh, they haven't given me an opportunity, or they haven't offered me an opportunity, because that wasn't the case. Like they did offer me that fight right after my pops passed, and then just recently they came at me about the fight. I think it's going to be July 19th. But the thing about Shields, she hates me so much that any type of like alteration that I want to do to the opportunity they give me, she's like, oh no, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it because she need me. And my whole thing is regardless.
Raquel, take whatever they put on the table,
But
please.
no, but listen. So I said, yeah. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's
Yeah.
do it. And you know, transparency
point, I'll
moment.
fight you.
Hold on.
No, transparency moment. I haven't fought. This is going on, I think almost 2 years. I haven't had a fight. You know, so I'm like, all right, cool. They like, let's have the fight. I want to say some July. So we're like, all right, cool. We just want to have a fight before. Like, let us get a tune-up fight before. But this doesn't alter your date. This doesn't change. We'll take the money. We'll take the location. I'll come to your backyard. It's cool. They said no.
So they didn't want you to. They didn't want you to do a warm up fight.
Yeah, they said no.
And this is. Hold on, we in May right now.
Yeah.
So,
So
this is this year you were trying to do the warm up
the
fight.
fight would have been in July. So
No,
I was
your
gonna-
warm up fight would have been in July.
No, my warm up fight.
That's
would
what
have
I'm
been
saying.
Like, end of
Like,
this
they're
month.
gonna do
End of this
that.
month. So
Yeah.
so she wouldn't take. So she even don't want to fight you on 2 months rest, basically,
Yeah.
from a warm up fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
basically, I'll fight you, but I'm not giving you a fair trial. That's what you're
Yeah,
telling. I knew
basically.
you think they didn't know her father passed away before they signed that contract?
for sure.
Come on, bro. Don't play with boxing.
Yeah.
Bam.
So-
Okay, you turned down that one. Your father passed away. Such and such, such. Now we're gonna send you another one, but we want to make sure you don't fight nobody but Shields, and you ain't fought in 90 years.
Exactly, right? I'm like,
So it's
yeah.
like I'm gonna give you a fight, but I'm not gonna give you a fair trial.
Yeah.
That's how boxing is. That's why I said let's just get to the point. Like we just gotta take the fight next time they put it on the table.
Exactly. So, and my thing is,
Straight up.
and it's up to me to put myself in the position to where it's just like, it ain't too many girls out here that's our weight class. It ain't a whole bunch of opportunities anyway.
on,
So
man.
it's like this fight is bound to happen. And I just told myself, like, to be honest with you guys, like I said, I wasn't really sure I wanted to fight anymore after my dad passed away. I just felt like, when I kind of sit with it, I'm like, I got to finish the journey because I know I'm going to be the next world champion in San Francisco.
Right.
And that's been on my vision board. That's been the goal, for over, like I said, a decade. And so I say, God, if you give me the opportunity,
Yes.
I'm going to take it, because it's one thing to never seize the opportunity if they give it to you. Excuse me. It's one thing to go into a fight and lose because you went for the world title and you didn't win it, but it's another thing to never even get the opportunity to go step on that playing field.
Exactly.
And I just felt like I said, all right, Raquel, finish the journey. Like, finish the journey. And that's like, shout out to my coach, because like I said, I'm like, Coach, I just don't feel like it. Like, I just don't, I'm tired of it. And it wasn't even about the people that I'm going to compete against. It was the politics of the sport. It was the BS that has gone on time and time again behind the scenes, because a lot of fans are like, why you ain't fight? Why you ain't fight? But when you get to a certain level, especially as a female, you don't have the option of, it's men, they have endless amount of opportunities with opponents.
Right.
Women, is not that many of us anyway. So
Right.
if you don't have like your self set up with like your promoter or whatever, if you don't have a title or you don't have TV, and I'm a world champion, not me, but I'm saying somebody I have to fight, they're like, well, why I want to fight you?
Right.
Like with Shields.
Yeah.
This first one time it was like, oh, she got to get a title to fight me. And then it was, I'll fight her for free. Just whatever, moving the goal post. But a lot of times they feel like, well, she's like, I'm the quote. I'm the
Right.
quote. I'm the, they're like
Right.
how people do, how the Canelos do. They pick and choose, and they
Right.
It's
You
just
know.
that's how they did Kareem Mayfield. Like,
Right.
they'll give you opportunity, but just know it ain't gonna be fair.
Yeah, it's not going to be fair at all.
You gonna get opportunity, and that's
Uh-huh.
where she's at in her career right now. She's going to get opportunities, but
Yeah.
they're not gonna be fair. That's
Exactly.
why I said just get in the gym, get
Exactly.
on your shit. Even if you
And
gotta
so-
go take fights in Costa Rica or Mexico, and don't tell nobody. You know what I'm saying?
And that's kind of where it's at.
It
Because
just stay ready, please,
Yeah.
because they gonna call.
they
And
are.
then
They gonna call, and you gonna put on a show, win, lose, or draw. They gonna want to see you again, because women's boxing then came to a place where they letting y'all have sex appeal. They letting y'all get in the ring,
And the girls is looking,
and
Right.
And I can't wait to see you out there. I can't wait.
And it's wild that like she one thing about not with just Shields too though, with Canelo and all about, they know like styles make fights. They know that.
And fans don't really understand that. Unless you know
Fans
the
don't
sport.
understand that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
like,
gotta know the sport.
and I understand that from following the sport through them. Fans know like styles make fights, and Shields know you
Yeah,
not.
it's gonna be a good.
She
Yeah.
knows she gonna
Great.
make a different type of bag fuck with this girl, but it's like she knows she finna put this girl on.
Yeah,
So
and that's
she'll
what it
pass
really
up the
is.
millions because she knows she finna, like, I'm gonna have to see this bitch now.
Yeah, that's whack as
Won't you
fuck.
just do me a favor though?
That's what.
You're about women empowerment, right?
I am. I have a
Can you
nonprofit
start?
called Ladies
Can you
Empower.
start giving her hard eyes and telling her she's beautiful?
Oh, I'm blocked from everything.
You are.
Yeah,
You want to hear something?
I'm blocked from everything.
So you want to hear something funny?
Damn.
You want to hear something
You're not
funny?
even a troll.
I don't even be online.
She got this
Don't
girl
be
blocked.
truly-
You want to hear something funny,
Yeah,
man? So
I'm blocked.
I'm a comedian. Now, one thing to me with being a comedian is nobody's above the joke. But I remember, especially if it was somebody, I will remember dogging them or drag. I'm gonna roast your cap on your ass.
Oh, yeah, you be
So she got
roasted.
me blocked on Twitter.
Shut the fuck
She
up.
be being sensitive.
She
will
got me.
block you
I've
quick.
You
never
blocked
seen-
by Claressa Shields?
Yes, on Twitter. But so I went search like, let me see if I said something. I ain't never said nothing about this lady. But I'm like,
You don't block
No.
on Instagram?
no, I'm only blocked on Twitter.
That's
I
crazy.
talk that Twitter. I talk shit and roast, but I'm like,
She probably just blocked you because you're a comedian.
I don't understand though. So I ain't never said nothing about, you know what I'm saying? And the only reason, oh, you know what? Maybe I do know why. Maybe you the reason why she blocked me. I'm being serious. That's
She
the
be
only thing I
blocking
can.
my cousin.
The,
I don't know.
the only thing I can think of is, so you being from the city like me, I probably said some shit like, she need to fight you or something, and that's what she probably looked at. I'm like, what the fuck? I ain't never said nothing about this girl to be blocked from my way. I don't
The
even
thing
know.
about it is, like, we not, like I said, we're not haters. Like, we love Shields.
Yeah,
like,
I do.
we're proud of your accomplishments.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
I don't dislike her at all.
I
It's like-
always, you know what I'm saying, big up black women because we don't have support in boxing.
Right.
Like, every other ethnicity, I won't say everyone, but a lot of the women, it's like, the Hispanic girls, they got Oscar De La Hoya. Golden Boy showed them love. DAZN and Eddie Hearn, he showed the European girls love.
Yep.
He showed them love. The black girls ain't had no love.
Nah,
and
Floyd
Al
and all them
Heyman,
niggas,
and that's
shit,
why
that's
I don't
fucked
fool
up.
with Al Heyman, because Al Heyman never showed the women love when he could have.
Right.
You got all of the guys in there, but Al Heyman won't support women in boxing. So it's like the black girls have never had an ally in
Right,
boxing.
yeah.
We've never had a promoter to show us some love, to
Right.
put us on and put in those spaces. And even the girls that got on with like DAZN and stuff like that, they had to go, to the trenches to get titles across across the pond and come bring them back. Like shout out to Alicia Baumgartner, had to go over there. Shout out to Tierra Brown,
Okay.
had to go to Australia. Like we don't have that type of support here.
And it's crazy that to me, black women is more, to me, y'all the most marketable in the sport, if you ask me. Y'all the most So, and it's crazy how Shields don't want to put this fight together. Okay, Shields got to glow up, so she got a sex appeal by herself. You got a sex appeal by yourself. Y'all both got followings. Y'all from places that's cousins, Detroit and the Bay. Put the fight together, and even if Al Heyman and none of them want to mess with it, go to Zeus. Zeus, that Claressa Shields, listen to me. They asked her to be on some show on Zeus.
Yeah.
But she had to sign something to where she tried to ask them to sign something.
If she break up his
If she
jaw.
break up his jaw or something.
Make that
Yeah,
make sense.
it-
Who is not going to sue you? You're getting sued.
Right. So it makes
You're getting sued.
so she didn't do the show. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So Claressa Shields, instead of doing their show, go back to the drawing board and tell them to buy you in Raquel's fight.
Put her in the house with a trained killer like her. Raquel's a trained
Exactly.
killer.
Or
She's a trained
how about
killer.
we just do a show where all the female boxers be in a house together?
Yeah.
Then y'all really get what people go really get what they
Some
want.
uppercuts fly.
Let me as Zeus. I know how to get to you, nigga. You heard what she said?
Nah, we keep it in the
You
ring.
better not tell her.
We get
You better
our
not take her
ring
idea. You heard what she said? Put all the
Exactly,
women
right.
boxers in
Yeah,
the
we gotta
in
get
the
in the
house.
ring, though.
Put all the women
it
boxers in
definitely
the
get in the ring.
I like
house
that.
together.
I like that. A bunch of washed up bitches that ain't got no opportunities. But right now, we get her in the ring.
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
to
get
but like I said, so it's not even a situation where it's some hate. Like she don't like me, I don't care. You don't like me, I don't care. I
just
never.
fight.
You know what I'm saying? Let's fight.
Let's
Let's
fight
fight
that.
because I think that before I retire, because it's like I'm not about to stay around forever, and it's like God willing. He make it happen before I, but there's a couple of girls on my list. Like I want to fight Franchise Cruz. I want to fight Sedacia Green. You know what I'm saying? I want to fight you girls, and I'm like, God willing, I hope I'm able to have that opportunity before I
will.
hang my gloves up.
You will.
Because I think that the sport needs those fights.
Once you
or it'll be a
understand-
big question mark.
That's why I
It'll
said.
be a big
once
That's
question
why I
mark for it to
said.
happen.
Like from the Bay Area, once you understand that your opportunities gonna come, they just not gonna come in a fair fashion.
You're absolutely right about that. Shout out to Green Mayfield.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Shout out
I got to shout out Ring.
straight up, shout out Ring because I did use him as an example. That you see how when his opportunities came, they never came fair.
Exactly.
So just do the Bay a favor. Do the Bay Area a favor.
All right, Bay, I'm working on it.
Well, guess what I'm asking you to do? I'm asking you to let these people throw some Bay Area wiggle on you. You're going to take the wiggle once or twice, and then you're going to do the wiggling.
You're
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
You're right.
Yeah, get out there,
Yes.
get my.
Is that easy to
It-
land on you like that?
Yes.
Like you gotta get, you know what I'm saying? They said, man, you gotta get fucked over in boxing and start doing the fucking, man.
Yeah.
That's why Canelo the way he is. That's why he tell them people, shut up, I do it the way I want to.
Yeah.
Because he did it the way they wanted him to get to where he's at.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Claressa Shields, that's the same way, bro. This girl, 2-time gold medalist. They didn't treat her like that when she came out there.
Yeah, wasn't giving her opportunities.
They wasn't giving her opportunities, bro.
Yeah.
She had to kick and scratch our doors. Now she
Right.
got the keys and she can look at people like Raquel and be like, do I want to give you an opportunity? If I
Yeah,
do,
but hold on.
I'm
But
just
to her,
saying.
hold on. But to her point though, it shouldn't be like that.
no, it shouldn't.
Shady.
Hold on, hold on. Not them. Her. She shouldn't be like that.
No, it just go to my story, bro, that you got to get fucked before you do some fucking. And
Yeah.
just
I
telling-
don't want to.
No, listen. No, hold on, bro.
No, seriously.
Just like I watched, like I seen not only Shields' movie, but I seen her say something about, because she be talking to women empowerment and bringing women boxes up shit. She be talking that shit.
Yeah.
But then you acting like them. Like you just said, you acting like
Yeah.
them. Don't act like them. Thank you for watching the Disclaimer Podcast. This podcast is brought to you and sponsored by Luke Belair. Luke Belair, Villon France McQueen, and a Violent Fog, and Bamboo, the best cognac in the business. Make sure y'all go tap in with Belair. Oh.
But I'm just
If you got the keys, if you a black girl, first of all, listen, bro. This is my thing with us as a whole.
don't
When
agree
say,
with it, bro.
When I say, hold on, when I say us as a whole, as like black people, if you got the keys Claressa Shields, and
Whoever.
you see this, whoever. But I'm using her as an example because her and Raquel come from the same situation, like similar. She grew up in Detroit. She grew up in Hunters Point. Ain't no big difference in Detroit and Hunters Point.
No.
So basically, she come from the same ways. Two fighters. They got similar styles. It's like
She from Flint.
She from Flint. Excuse me. Y'all keep getting my bad. Okay.
Flint, Michigan.
Yeah.
They
It's
still
the same
calling
shit.
the motherfucker here. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
So,
I hear people say, I'm from San Diego. I'll be like, no, I'm from the Bay.
Exactly.
I'm from San Francisco. So.
Right. So it's similar situations. You see this black girl. She came up on the rise. She got pro fights. You got pro. You called you the GOAT. It ain't that many of y'all in the sport. You the GOAT. You done beat everybody, quote unquote, but you ain't beat her.
No.
You see that? You see that rock? You's a rock roller, but you see that rock roller over there growling like you.
Like streets terms, she owe her fade.
Yeah,
Exactly.
true.
Just
that
like,
too, though.
Just like how
the
Savannah
girl.
Marshall owed her fade, she owed her fade. And stop ignoring this fade.
Exactly.
You right.
Period. Like you don't get no bigger than the fade.
You never get bigger than
You know what I'm
the
saying?
Bay.
Just Chris
That's
Eubanks,
right.
Chris Eubanks and Connor Ben, them niggas just caught fade. They
Right.
met in a weight class and got it over with.
Right.
And now they going about their careers or they gonna do it again. They feel like our dads fought twice. We ain't been liking each other since we've been kids. Let's catch this.
You
And
right.
it's history, and that was dope.
Yeah,
that was dope.
catch the fade.
Catch the fade. That's
and
real.
it's like, and then we get to settle the score. Like we get to settle it. And
Yeah,
it's like,
just
okay.
like you- just
we
like-
get to settle the score.
Just like
okay.
she had a chance to settle her score with the Marshall, that you should have the same opportunity.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying, basically. If you got the keys to get her the same opportunity that you got, why not give it to her?
When you don't like somebody, that's how it is. It's like what Earl Spitz Jr. had the keys. He wasn't fucking with Thurman. Remember that? He just wouldn't give Thurman no shot.
But you see how Karma
Now-
got his ass?
now-
The game guy fucked him over.
Thurman got a movement. He probably want to give him a shot. And Thurman to look at him and say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you see what the game guy did to him?
Boxing
He ran
is
up
cold.
against Crawford and
You think Canelo not fighting Benavidez all because he don't like him?
he fighting Benavidez because he gonna get his motherfucking ass whooped. That's why
And he don't
fight
like
Now,
it.
you think Benavidez will beat Canelo?
I
What
think
y'all
so.
think about?
I think Benavidez in Bivol.
You know what it is? I know
Ball
Canelo.
did.
I don't like
This the
Canelo
thing with
at
me,
all.
Raquel. I believe Canelo don't like this man so much. I don't even entertain the fight because I don't think the fight gonna happen. Like I don't think that Canelo's gonna let anybody peer pressure him to do anything no more. They did that with the Triple G already.
Do you think he can beat him? You think Canelo can beat
Benavidez.
Benavidez? That means no.
I don't know. I'm honestly
See?
like a
Okay.
50-50 in the space that
Yeah, I
Benavidez
can't
be
even
seeming like
dissect
a
it.
weight bully to me. And,
Oh. Like
and-
Haney.
Let's talk about that. We're just about to, I'm about to go there. Go ahead, let you speak on that.
Like I just feel like when I look at Benavidez, I just think he's a weight bully, and he has a motor that just never stops going. But sometimes I don't always see the skill there. I just see him just throwing, and I mean obviously there's skill because he is who he is. But personally, I don't I'm not just saying Benavidez would take that win.
Okay, gotcha.
I got you. I want to get on a little something with you. Yesterday's fights. Did you get to see yesterday's fights?
No, I've been working.
You ain't
hard.
seen nothing?
No.
No.
She said,
Not a highlight, nothing?
You know, I did see Rolly drop Ryan.
Okay.
I did see that. I did see the highlight. I didn't see any of Devin's fight with Jose.
Is that right?
So I didn't get. They said that the numbers was really low with punch count.
It's
So,
like the lowest
like,
ever in history of the sport.
Now
they
that's
said.
crazy.
Yeah, I
You
never
know,
heard of that.
That's crazy.
I never
So,
heard no shit like that.
I didn't get to see the fights, and I'm
So-
gonna host the fight tomorrow. You
Oh,
guys should
okay.
pull up.
Oh, okay.
Is that
Gotcha.
I'm gonna be at
Gotcha.
Westwood hosting a fight tomorrow.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm gonna host a Canelo fight there. But I didn't get to see it. But I thought that Rolly would give Ryan a good fight.
I knew that was going to distance. I told people it was going to. I didn't know he was going to win.
Sick,
I said he was
I
gonna
didn't
win.
know he was going to win.
I said he was gonna beat Ryan because
I'm not going to lie.
I don't know
And
why.
I think the odds was crazy. Y'all should have bet. I heard the odds
Gotcha.
was like crazy.
Okay.
So I'm a big supporter of Devin Haney.
Okay.
What did you call that? Yeah, like I'm a big supporter of Devin Haney. I fuck with Dev. I fuck with Bill. Like they from the Bay Area. They mine. I'm keeping them.
I love that.
But just because you're mine and I'm keeping you don't mean I ain't gonna talk my shit.
Talk.
So what I've noticed is about nephew is he's having trouble with people that's standing the same height as him. Like I think he's been getting through his career, being longer and taller than a lot of people. And now when he gets across with somebody that's really as long as him and tall as him, he's having problems with his range. He's having problems with his distance. I noticed that in the Ryan fight. I noticed that in this fight right here.
He won, right?
He won, but
Okay.
he
was that-
won
He
with his
didn't have
head
a
in the toilet like,
Okay.
Like really horribly won, but he won. But he like horribly won, and it was really like a bad like.
It wasn't
people
good.
don't even want to. Personally, I've seen people say they don't even want to see him and Ryan.
It wasn't a good performance, basically.
Yeah.
And that's
And like I said, he's having trouble with people his size. That's all. I'm gonna just leave it at that. That's the simplest way I can say it. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
period.
How did
Like,
Jose look?
Jose didn't
horrible.
look good.
He's slow as
He looked
shit.
awful. Yeah.
Like that's basically what was saved there. He was just faster than dude.
Okay.
He could go over here. He can go over here.
Yes, their defense was actually on point last night, big time.
Okay.
But he just wasn't throwing. He wasn't letting his hands go.
Do you guys feel like he was he shell shocked from
Yes,
the-
I told him that yesterday.
He's shell
He's
shocked.
100%. I watched it. He's 100% shell shocked.
He's shell shocked, but this the thing. I still seen some of the same flaws in the Ryan fight. Having trouble with distance.
Yeah,
Having trouble with countering. Gun shy.
yeah. But in
Like,
the Ryan fight, he was a little more like he still stood, toe to toe. In this fight last night, he was shell. That was a lot of running and a lot.
Yeah,
of
like he didn't want to engage at all.
Nah, he
he
didn't
would
wanna
win,
engage.
he'll win around like jab, 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 and then run the whole round.
Yeah, it was like something like that. Like
Was it boxing or was it running? Because I think
it
sometimes
was running.
It was, I'm not gonna call it.
It wasn't like Floyd
I'm not
type.
gonna- I'm not gonna call
Floyd boxed and run around, but he boxed still.
I'm not even
There
gonna
was
call it
running.
running. I'm gonna just call it real amateur point system.
okay.
Yeah,
Touch you. I gotta get away. I gotta get away. And when I touch you, I'm only touching you just to score a point. Like it was
Yeah.
just real bad with distance. I could tell you, like never taking a chance. And
So do you guys want to see the fight with the rematch?
I would,
Do you think-
I want to see him and Ryan, but I don't want it to be no fucking main event of the day. No, I don't. But,
yeah,
but I do. I
But that
wanna
makes
see it-
sense,
I want to
yeah.
see it like because they owe that fade.
Yeah.
It's
I don't wanna
it's
see
Oh,
it.
that fade.
They owe that fade.
So
But
do you guys think that the steroids played a part in?
oh yeah,
like-
Ryan Garcia for sure.
You feel like
I
it
feel
was a
like
different
he
fighter?
wasn't the same fighter at all.
I don't feel he was the same fighter from the Tank fight. He wasn't even the same fighter when he got stopped.
Yeah.
Like he just wasn't mean.
Yeah,
wasn't-
he was real,
Like he
like-
wasn't even swinging like this. You know how he
Oh,
swing?
you know that hook is
He really-
crazy.
but you know how
Yeah, he wasn't throwing that hook.
But you know how when he throw it, how he like none of that.
he
Yeah.
was-
So yes,
he was
my
real.
opinion, Ryan Garcia, they took your motherfucking sack.
Yeah.
You better go get your dough back. Because he couldn't get loose without that juice, for sure.
Right.
Rolly Ramirez, shout out to you, man. You did your thing, man, like I thought you would. You got that awkward style. And Ryan need timing, and without the steroids, he really could have no timing. And
Yes, a shout out to Rolly because he did better to me than I thought he was going to do with the Tank fight as well.
Yeah.
He got caught. Obviously, we know how that ended, but
Yeah.
I was impressed with
To me,
Rolly.
it's all focus with him.
Yeah, like, I was like, okay, Rolly. Like, even though he didn't win the fight, I still was pretty impressed with his movement and his boxing. I was like, okay, Rolly.
Rolly,
Like, for
gotcha,
that
gotcha.
Tank fight.
Oh, yeah,
Before he
yeah,
got,
yeah,
before it
yeah.
ended how it ended, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, okay, Rolly.
shout out Rolly, you did your thing. You now when I see you in Vegas, I'm gonna ask for your picture, nigga. I don't never ask for your picture when I see you in Vegas.
So what's next? What's next for you in the next fight?
You know, God willing, I'll be back in the ring this summer.
Okay.
So, y'all send me all the good vibes and good
For sure.
energy. But
Okay.
the short of it is I want to do one fight to shake back and then I'm like, what's happening?
Right.
Like, what are we doing?
You
like,
just and that's
girls, we
crazy.
doing because
You only
we
asking for
got-
one fight to shake back.
Yeah.
That's
and
it.
So,
Yeah.
And like I said, and I haven't been active, but it's like, I believe in myself. I know my skills. I know my capabilities. And so if,
Are you back in love with boxing again? You gotta go.
We
You gotta go
dated.
back.
Okay.
Well, go ahead, y'all. Go get some
we
boxing
date.
going,
We
get y'all
working
some
on our
counseling.
relationship.
Yeah, get some counseling.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
but I just promised myself. I promised my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I just said like, Daddy, because like that was my shout out to dads. I just want to take this moment to give you your flowers. Your son
sure.
is so blessed to have you because when I would look out in that ring. I mean, when I look out when I'm in the ring and I look in the crowd, all I would just see is my dad's face.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to my dad because he wasn't a dad that was like, oh, you my daughter, you can't do this. He'd be like, baby, you be mean, you go to that body. He never treated me like I was a girl. I was just his kid that he loved. And
Right.
anything that I wanted to do, he was 10 toes down. I mean,
What's
my
that?
daddy Lynn traveled the world with me boxing. It'd be me and him, sharing some food with me
Right.
from
That's
the
what's
trenches in Canada to, Costa Rica to anywhere. My daddy was showing up.
beautiful.
And so him having you is so important. It's so essential. It's so necessary because I felt like when I hear that man's voice, nothing else matters. Like, it's time to go get it. You know, like, it's
Right.
time to go get it. So just having that, whether your son recognizes it or not, he is so blessed to have you.
Thank you
Because,
so much for that.
You know, it's important.
Thank you
Dads
so
are
much
needed.
for having
You know,
that.
even
Right.
you know, give
Yeah.
you the flowers. I always see you
Oh
doing
yeah,
your
no
thing.
doubt. Yeah, that's a
And-
definite need. I always like. I talk to my dad. I've never went 3 days without talking to my dad.
Literally.
And I don't play that. You're like,
It's
yeah,
so,
like, yeah,
and
for
so I
sure.
just want to give y'all flowers because dads are essential. Dads, like, you know, moms nurture and all that, but dads set the tone for your confidence, for, you know, your belief system generally, for, you know, how you respect yourself. Dads set the tone. You know, the moms nurture and, you know, clean up the boo-boos and things like that. Shout out to them, but the dads are essential.
Right.
Because, like I said, with my dad, I felt like I could take on the world. My mama hated that I boxed. She would just be like, please stop. You know, go do something else. But my daddy, he like, what we doing? Where we
Yeah,
going?
that's what's
You know,
up.
what can't we add? And it's just like not having that has been really, you know, really, really hard for me.
Right.
And, you know, really hard. But just being in front of men that I see showing up, that's dope.
Yeah.
Like,
And I believe like that losing your parents in like a 3-year span like that, I think you better stay away from it, Claressa, because
Yeah.
boy, baby,
Yeah.
that's gonna fuel
You know-
that's gonna fuel a different fire.
because I faced
A
all
whole
my fears
different
now.
fight. Exactly.
Like that was like like, if you tell me like, Raquel, what are you afraid of? Like, are you afraid of getting hit in the face? Are you? No, I was like afraid of losing my baby. Like I was afraid of being able to like nobody called me like my daddy. Like, you know, nobody called me like that man. Nobody showed up to
Yeah.
be like them. So whereas now that they're not here, it's like, oh, I'm really outside
You give me
by
chills,
myself.
man. You giving me chills, man.
You know, so
No,
it
because
ain't-
dads, bro,
you
they
know,
don't understand. Like, just a moment. Like, dads is really like, and I'm learning it every day. Being a dad, like, I don't play like I got my son up off a video game, walk him in 4 different stores. My son need a job. What's going on? That's my son right here. He need a job. He do whatever y'all ask him to do right here.
Exactly.
Hook him up. I get my kid a job on the spot. Like, they don't gotta look for no job. Get in the car with me and let's roll. I'll pull you out to the 99 cent store. Where the manager at?
Yeah.
Like, so, and it was just another thing, one more thing about fathers. Man, did you see how Chris Eubanks and Conor Ben in that 12th round, they had energy from their fathers in their body. They was out on their feet. Blah, 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 but their daddies was right there to where they could take any shot.
Right.
And shout out
They
to
was-
E-Banks. I'm sorry to cut you off.
go on.
But shout out to E-Banks' daddy for coming.
Yeah.
Still showed up for him.
Eubanks, for sure.
Right.
He needed that
Eubanks.
energy. He'd have
Yeah,
went
there you
down. He probably would have went down without that energy.
Right. That's what's up. So we thank you for coming through.
Thank you so much.
It's been a long time coming, and I
you.
hope and pray that you get that fight that you want this summer, not next summer.
Yes,
the
this
time ain't
summer.
for nobody.
One of y'all
this
line it
summer,
up.
This summer, line it up, please
Yes.
do, so we can all be right there front
And I
center.
think the fans deserve that. I
Yes.
deserve that. Like we deserve, like you said, we deserve to settle the score.
Yeah, man, exactly.
like,
And
we
the styles is you ain't
Straight
even
up.
trying to beat up on
Hannah
no bitch.
Gable, come get slid.
Exactly. You ain't.
We even gonna
listen,
take Savannah Marshall.
I
Come
ain't
get slid.
trying to
We'll
beat
come
up
to
on
the
nobody
UK.
from Michigan. You know
Come
what I'm
get
saying?
slid.
Beat up on this. They see it from Wisconsin.
Yes, and I just appreciate y'all for
Yeah.
having me because this is my first time actually since everything has happened actually coming on a podcast, and I was very intentional making sure that it's homegrown.
Oh, yeah,
so
for
it's like if
sure.
I'm gonna come and tell a story or tell people what's going on and give everybody an update, I'm gonna come home
Right.
to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So
Your
now,
fans need
so
this.
now we know
Yeah.
it's time to just put it in motion. All that talking and all that back. None of that.
Yes, and I
Line
like
it
I
out.
said,
Let's get it cracking, man.
Definitely
So let them know
so.
where to find you at, your socials and stuff
yes,
like
so you can
that.
find me on Instagram. I'm on Miss Period Raquel Miller on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I love TikTok, y'all. This is
love
a
TikTok,
different.
too.
Listen, TikTok
Don't be
is
spending
lit.
your money on
I
there.
love
You spend
TikTok,
money
too.
on there too? You
I got
shopping?
a million things on my cart. I'm telling you, TikTok got me in the choke.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Miss Pretty Beast on TikTok, and
Right.
I'm on Raquel Miller on Facebook. But I appreciate y'all.
Oh,
You
no
know,
doubt.
So definitely,
And
y'all
we
check me out.
thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you for
through,
having
man.
me.
Y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe,
Yes.
support all the sponsors, support the Pretty Beast, the champ, the
Yes.
world champ. I said it, the world
Thank you,
champ.
guys.
My co-host, Sir Hands.
Man, come
I
get
am-
some of that hibachi, man. Stop playing.
I am your host, comedian Hannibal Thompson, man. Disclaimer, we on this show do not mean any harm to anybody, mentally, physically, or emotionally. We're just here for entertainment purposes and entertainment purposes only. Like, subscribe, comment, follow the show on Instagram. We see y'all in a minute.
We outside.
Peace out.
Yo.
Peace out.